You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law, voted Best of Las Vegas. Give them a call, 702-727-9900.
Thank you for joining us here on News 25 and Ace Country Radio and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices on this Monday, October 20th, 2025. Good evening. I'm Chris Palermo. Here's what's happening. On Saturday, there was a nationwide No Kings protest in cities and towns across America. In Pahrump, local residents came out as well as some that traveled all the way from Las Vegas to participate and speak out against President Trump and his policies. News 25 was there at the corner of highways 160 and 372. News 25, this is Chris Palermo. It is a Saturday morning, and we are in Pahrump at the corners of Route 372 and Highway 160, and we are at the No Kings protest. We're here with Jerry from Las Vegas. Jerry, thanks so much for talking to News 25.
Perfectly my pleasure.
Okay, so you're in Pahrump. You know where the proximity is, Pahrump to Las Vegas. What made you want to take the ride out to Pahrump to tell us and show us these signs?
I decided to come out here because I have a friend who's got a cousin here, so we're making it a whole afternoon kind of with friends and family, so that's why I came out here. And besides, this one's earlier than the ones that are in Vegas.
So can you cite me one example, presumably this is against Donald Trump, President Trump, where Trump has appeared to be king-like?
You could probably cite about 100,000 because he's been running everything as though he is a king, and he's...
Well, can you give me a specific one?
Absolutely. Ordering his attorney general to prosecute his enemies. That's one. Another one is saying, going on the air, telling the whole world that people are guilty of sin because he deems it. Also deciding that he's going to lay off employees of the U.S. government to spite the Democrats for doing something for the people of America. We could go on for hours.
Well, specifically with the laying off people, there is so much waste. They're spending money on circumcisions in Africa. So, I mean, you could argue with that. Let's get back to the Attorney General stuff. His people are finding out that there is enough evidence to charge these people.
Not all of them. They are speculating and they're going by what he is asking them to do. And he is telling the rest of the world that he's staying out of it, but he isn't. So he is demanding that they do his bidding, and then he gets on the camera and says, oh, I know nothing about this one or this one, but we all know what's going on. Okay. It's a gaslight.
Finally, Jerry, your passion speaks true, and thank you so much. Most of the people here, you're in the trenches, and I want to know, what is the general sense? Are they right here in Pahrump? Are they coming from California? Are they coming from Las Vegas? Where are your fellow protesters from?
I think most of my protesters are from Southern Nevada, somewhere near Trump or around Trump, and possibly Vegas.
Chris Palermo again, and I'm with Leon, a passionate protester. And Leon, I'm so glad you came up to us because you are from Pahrump. And why are you here today?
I'm here to push back on the narrative that we're here to cause trouble and hate America. That's the last thing that we want to do. We love America. We want to preserve our democracy. This president is acting like a dictator. He's leashing violence on cities and profiling minorities, and he's going under the guise of law and order, but it's anything but that. And ICE is acting like a Gestapo, and we can't have that here in America. I love people. I'm a Christian. I love my fellow brother and sister. I don't even hate the president, but I hate what he does. And I'm here proud to say that we must push back on this. We're mad as heck, and we're not going to stand for this regime anymore, this fascist regime. You know, we must try to impeach this man and remove him if we do get the Senate back, the Congress back. And unfortunately, they won't swear in one of our Democrats that would be the 118th vote that would force them to release the Epstein files. You know, I'm very, very disappointed at the fact that he gave $40 billion to a dictator over in Argentina, and yet our farmers are going bankrupt. We're not going to stand for this anymore. We must come out. I'm an older man, and I like to see these older people out here. You know, don't be passive. The worst thing you can do is be passive. For a good person to stand back and do nothing, why a person with evil intentions do wrong. We must stand up for justice, and we must stand up for the truth, because the truth will set you free. We do not worship Donald Trump. You know, I'm not a MAGA person. I don't hate MAGA, but they seem to worship this man. They seem to be in a cult, and I reject that.
Leon, do you feel like, we're going to let you go here back to the festivities, do you feel like your neighbors, and predominantly Pahrump is conservative, generally speaking, do you feel like your neighbors echo the sentiments of what you're doing here today?
More people are starting to. I remember a couple of years ago when Trump got, when he lost the election, it was Stop the Steal. They knew they lost the election, but they continued to say that the election was stolen from them. And it didn't seem like that we were going to ever get our narrative across, because they were just flooding the zone with their narrative. But now the pendulum has swung, and now people are slowly but surely resisting. He's at an all-time low in his very favorability in America.
Thank you, Leon. Have a great day out here.
You do the same thing, sir, and God bless you guys.
Moving on over to sports, the Vegas Golden Knights are on a hot streak when it comes to the NHL's 3 Stars of the Week. Mikey has that and more in sports.
Time now for your News 25 look at sports and streaming at KPVM.TV and now on Roku devices. Marquee offseason pickup, Mitch Marner, is officially on board. He netted his first goal as a Golden Knight on Saturday night and apparently just needed to find the right shade of gold. Mark Stone and Jack Eichel each went off with 4-point nights, helping Vegas steamroll the Calgary Flames 6-1. But not all was golden. Stone left the game in the third with what looked like a wrist injury. The Knights are off to a red-hot start, now 4-0-2, picking up a point in every game so far. Jack Eichel was named the second star for the week ending October 19th. He finished second in the league with 3 goals and 5 assists. He scored twice in the 4-2 comeback win against Calgary on October 14th and collected 4 assists in the October 18th victory against Calgary. Eichel's 15 points lead the NHL so far in the young season. Meanwhile, the Kansas City Chiefs came into Week 7 as heavy favorites over the Raiders, but come on, nobody had this on their bingo card. KC won 31-0. Las Vegas Aces threw a championship parade down the Strip on October 17th. That's their 3rd WNBA title in 4 years. Let's check out those highlights. And finally, the Pahrump Valley Trojans, who Trojan-horsed the Meadows School in a 57-26 smackdown on Friday. Next stop for the Trojans, Boulder City. And that's your look at sports on News 25.
Thank you, Mikey. We were stomping grapes over here in Pahrump over the weekend and tasting some fine wine. That and more coming up. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on.
welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. As you can see, there was a lot going on this week, and also on Saturday, Grape Stomp 2025 was held at the Charleston Peak Winery in Pahrump, and we had our cameras rolling on all the fun. Locals and tourists enjoyed wine tastings, entertainment, shopped at local vendors, and stomped on some grapes. Chris Palermo, News 25, and it is a beautiful day. The Charleston Peak Winery couldn't ask for nicer weather. We are having a wine tasting, and well, the main event is the Grape Stomp event. People can come and stomp grapes. In fact, they can stomp in teams. If you take a look at the background here, you can see the vineyards, you can see where the wine tasting is. Right behind us is DJ Retro. We have some other live entertainment that'll take, they've built a new stage, a beautiful venue here at Charleston Peak Winery for really any function here in Pahrump. On Saturday, October 18th, the Charleston Peak Winery in Pahrump held their Grape Stomp 2025. Yes, they do grow grapes in the desert, and the proof was in the pudding or the wine. Brothers and sisters of the grape leaves came from all over southern Nevada and even California. Local vendors of all kinds set up shop. Wine lovers and learners had the chance to taste the local product, ranging from reds to whites to sweet Rieslings and everything in between. The Charleston Peak Winery staff imparted their knowledge and made it a terrific experience for everyone that came out. Then it was time for the main event, the stomping of the grapes.
All right, cheer on your teams. Here we go.
And now, after the grapes were crushed, the feet were washed, and the stomped grapes, which were now juice, was measured and weighed to determine the winners. We spoke with stomper duo Danny and Jen, and they offered their tips.
Actually, so who came up with it? So I'm just going to grind, and you just twist until it is Tell me, what kind of training does one do for grape stomping? Not like that.
What's your impression of Pahrump? It's a beautiful city so far. Lots of wine tasting. The people are very nice here. A lot of exploring to do, and the food is great.
Give us a little tip. Obviously, you're a wine connoisseur. Wine tasting, what should one look for? Someone, myself, I'm kind of a whiskey and cigar guy. I might need to learn a little bit more about wine tasting. Please tell the audience, look at the camera.
I'm actually not that much of a winey. I like vodka.
How about you, any wine tasting tips?
More red than white.
Really, I like the white. I had a nice Sauvignon Blanc. It's a little dry.
That's
but
what I would like.
yeah, but why would you say more red than white?
I like it on an empty stomach.
And the winner is first place, N. Camacho Carey's team. Second place, John Vieira Rabaca's team. And Alice Cieda took third place. Alice was not one of the stompers. Her granddaughters were. The winner of the costume contest was won by Bob and Amber Lugo. Oh, it was a tough assignment, but someone has to do it. It was a lot of fun down there. And this past weekend, there was Trunk or Treat and a poker run and Al at Pahrump Park, a great community event and an annual tradition. Haley Gravy reports.
This past weekend, Pahrump Park hosted two community events, the annual poker run and trunk or treat. Families came out to enjoy a day of festive activities, including side-by-side rides and an ATV-controlled train for kids and adults. Participants showed off their creativity in the costume contest, where a variety of fun and spooky costumes took center stage.
No, it's Georgie, I believe.
All right, how old are you?
13.
13. Okay, can you show the judges your costume? Hey, guys. Yes, I see you. All right, good job. You spin around and then you go back and they will, there you go, perfect. Love the hair. All right, guys, who's next?
event featured live music, food trucks, and a family-friendly atmosphere that brought the Pahrump community together once again.
There's something strange in the neighborhood. Who you gonna call? Something weird and it don't look good. Who you gonna call?
Residents say they enjoyed a safe and entertaining weekend at Pahrump Park.
All right, that's my idol, Mikey Ruhan. Coming up, we're going to tell you about a laser beam show coming right here to Pahrump. You're watching News 25.
You're watching News 25. Local coverage you can count on. News 25 is brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500.
Welcome back to News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. On this Monday night, the Northern Lights Laser Beam Show is coming to the Pahrump Valley Museum, a fundraiser for a great cause.
The Pahrump Valley Museum would like to invite you to our fundraiser, the Northern Lights Laser Beam Show. It's October 24th and 25th at 6 and 8 p.m. both nights. You can pick up tickets at 401 East Basin Avenue in Pahrump itself. The tickets are $10 for adults and kids under 16 only $5. This show is not recommended for children under 12 years old. Once again, the Pahrump Northern Lights Laser Show is coming up October 24th and 25th. Don't miss it.
News 25 WeatherCam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
It's the Lerner and Rowe Weather Cam. This morning, you may notice the balloons are high in the sky. And if you think it's chilly when you walk outside, well, it's a little chillier in that elevation. We've got your forecast coming up.
Weather is sponsored by the Nevada Dairy Farmers and the Dairy Council of Nevada, sharing the love of all things dairy. Celebrate the best moments with milk. Milk the moment. And the weather is also brought to you by the Ponderosa Dairy, Nevada's largest dairy, fresh from our farm to your table.
Welcome back to News 25. This is your weather forecast from the anchor desk. I'm Chris Palermo. Fernley, it was 65 degrees today. Look at that, lows 36 tonight, 67 in Fallon, and Carson City hit 66, and Tonopah 64. They're mining 69 degrees in Goldfield. Beatty, well, almost 80, 81. Amargosa 85, Las Vegas 81. Death Valley, respectable, 93 degrees. And your sun rose this morning. By the way, it's 79 degrees right now in Pahrump. Sun rose 6:35 a.m., 16% humidity, and southwesterly direction on the winds, 4 miles an hour. We had a high of 82 degrees, Pahrump in the region. And like I said, we're at 79 degrees. Your sun is setting, well, early, folks, 6 p.m. 33% humidity, easterly winds, 5 miles an hour tonight, and a low of 52. Cooler in some other spots. Tomorrow it's looking a little something like this, 83. Beautiful Tuesday. Wednesday 78, 77 on Thursday, Friday. Sunny and 81. We're back to 77 on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Weather twins 74 Sunday. Lows in the 50s. And like I said, it depends on what part of town you are. It gets a little cooler, they say. Some folks say the south side of town is the coolest side of town, or the north side. Either way, take your pick. That'll just about do it for all of us here tonight at News 25. I'm Chris Palermo. Make it a great night.